So we recently got our first look at Persona 5R, now called Persona 5 The Royal. And while a lot of people were disappointed by the underwhelming reveal, whether it be from a lack of a Switch port or the fact that it was essentially another announcement of an announcement, ATLUS's reveal has succeeded in sparking discussion and interest in the community. Although the teaser is only 43 seconds, 25 of those seconds revolve around a mysterious female first-year student from Shujin, having a conversation with who we'll just assume is Akechi for now, as I'm not really sure if it's been confirmed yet or not, but the VA definitely sounds like him. Anyways, thanks to fans as we know what is being said in the trailer. Akechi asked this girl, "What do you think about the Phantom Thieves?" The girl responds with, "I think that helping people is a great thing, however, I don't like the Phantom Thieves. I don't think their methods actually help people, nor help the world become a better place. I think people should solve their own problem." From what this girl says, people have speculated that she is not another female protagonist, but a new character introduced to P5R, similar to Marie in P4 Golden. Well, that is a pretty compelling argument, especially when you got this character outright announcing the group that the protagonist leads. It's hard to argue against it, which is why that is exactly what I'm going to do. So let's start off by looking at her dialogue, and more specifically, who we all think she's talking to. The fact that she's talking to Akechi makes me think that this is one of those scenes where the protagonist is asked by the detective prince what they think of the Phantom Thieves. Kind of like the times you have Akechi just walk up to you in the morning and ask you for your opinion. I distinctly remember there being options that said things like "I don't care" or things denouncing the Phantom Thieves, and then there was always an option supporting the Phantom Thieves. Who's to say ATLUS isn't putting in this interaction to intentionally throw us off? I know that last argument was a little bit of a stretch, but I think the main reason why I think this girl is a female protagonist is because of Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. So basically, a few weeks back, someone by the name of Dr. Hypercake tweeted out some interesting line of code in Joker's costume files, where one of the costume references Jane in a ponytail. At the time, people theorized that the reason we haven't gotten any Joker gameplay is because ATLUS has not revealed the female counterpart, which is referred to as Jane in the files. I think this theory definitely has some credence. Jack is Joker's internal name in Smash Ultimate's game files, while Jane could totally be seen as a female alternative to Jack. This Jane could be referencing the girl we see in the trailer, as she has a ponytail, which matches the description of the Jane costume. It also matches up with Joker's release date. If we truly aren't getting any more info on Persona 5R until April 24th, then that may be when this girl is revealed to be the female protagonist, and when Joker's release date is announced. This is probably the most plausible route, but personally I think ATLUS are lying. Sega Fest is coming up, and ATLUS is confirmed to have a spotlight on their past, present, and future. Now maybe I'm just in denial, but we gotta get something Persona related during Sega Fest. Maybe, just maybe, we get another tease that affirms a FEMC, and then a Smash Direct happens in the first week of April, and Joker comes out on April 9th, which is fitting as April 9th is the first day that Persona 5 actually starts. Now, there's a few arguments that can be used against my theory. So the theory goes that this Jane is Joker's female counterpart in costume form. And there's other costumes in the game, such as Bowser Jr., that isn't exactly the female counterpart, it's just different characters. Like Bowser Jr. has Ludwig, Wendy, Roy, and etc. And Olimar has Alf, which is a completely different character. But the thing is, those characters are very similar to the base character. It would be a lot different if Joker had a counterpart and it was this Jane girl. And while we don't know what Jane's powers are, I don't think if she was a completely separate character that she'd have the same powers as Joker. So it'd be hard for her to be a completely separate character and also have the same moveset as Joker. The other huge counterpoint to the theory that could basically debunk it is that this could be the answer scenario where we're getting extra content after Persona 5's main story ends, where this new ponytail-haired girl is actually the new main character of this side story. I think it would make sense if she was, and she had the power of the wild card, for her to be an alternative Joker. Not exactly a female Joker, but somebody who can be put in place as someone with similar powers that can be used as a costume, like Alf. As of right now, we don't really know what Persona 5 The Royal actually is. We only know that it's an RPG and it's for the PlayStation 4. We don't know if it's a Persona 4 Golden scenario where we get some new content in the base game and some extra stuff at the end, or if it's a Persona 3 Fez where we get some new content and a huge expansion at the end that gives us a little bit more context on the main story. Some people are outright predicting that this could be a completely new sequel to Persona 5, which would be crazy, but it's definitely not impossible. They've got a lot of the assets and they can reuse a lot of that. So that would be great, but I don't think that's likely. There's been 2 years. Persona 4 The Golden came out in 2012 and Persona 4 came out in 2008. That's 4 years. They added an extra month, they added 2 new social links, and they had a new dungeon, which is crazy. But I don't know if exactly after Persona 4 came out they started working on Persona 4 The Golden, but I think that Persona 5 The Royal will be similar to Persona 4 Golden. I definitely wouldn't be opposed to a sequel to Persona 5 because that's honestly my preferred option. I like to get some more context on what happens at the end. I obviously won't be spoiling it here, but it's a pretty good story and I like to see more character moments between the cast. Yeah, that's basically all I got for this theory. I think during Sega Fest, we're going to get a confirmation of the FEMC. Then the first week of April will show off Joker and the FEMC in action at Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, where we'll get their release date, which will be April 9th. It's a little hopeful, but I'm hoping it happens.